But the nightcap was the one close game we've had thus far. And if it's close late, the folks in Washington say we'll ride with 5 because he doesn't blink. How about this 3rd and 6 throw? What a pass in traffic to Jayden Brown, who had a touchdown a bit earlier. And then it got into a situation with clock management and first downs where if Washington could get enough first downs, another great throw.
Look at that. The
Austin
drops
Eckler.
out. He does a great job of seeing Austin Eckler, throws the ball right by his ear hole.
Look at that. Look at this. Kelce is a monster, and he's chasing, but all he gets of 5 is the towel.
Nope.
He needed to get him on the ground, but you're not going to get him on
How
the ground.
dare you mess up my great play, Jayden Daniels. You're finna be the star.
And now it's Zane Gonzalez. They got it to the left hash, and it's a good thing they did. That was leaking, but it just...
Did you see how nervous this dude was before he kicked that? I thought he was going to miss it.
Apparently he has OCD.
He touched his hair about 15 times.
He got
Okay, all right. Well,
He's got some OCD things, and he's trying to manage that, but
That's
hey,
all that
listen,
matters.
push comes to shove. It's good. DQ, and Washington gets the victory, and this is what the graphic looks like moving forward. It is Washington and the Commanders with their first playoff win in 20 years. They'll head to Detroit Saturday night to take on the 1 seed Lions, and the Eagles will be at home in the link again. They are waiting to see who they get from tonight's game. JK, I'm going to get to you on the Eagles in just a moment. I'm interested just in this guy who we've talked about, Ryan, all year. When the situation and the stakes are at their most frenzied, he is calm and excellent exclusively. I am asking you to explain how he does that.
I absolutely can't. I'd be much more rich if I could. I always go back to watching him in his freshman year at Arizona State.
Right.
No matter what, the kid was just like this. And you think as some of the stakes heightened, he would be different, but he wasn't. When the Gonzalez kick hit the upright and then went through the net, he didn't even smile. He didn't laugh. It was like it's on to the next. There are two other teams in the NFC that make you defend for all 4 downs to get 10 yards. It's the Detroit Lions. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles have an unstoppable play. The Detroit Lions have a physical front and Ben Johnson, who is creative. The Washington Commanders have Jayden Daniels.
That's it.
And because of that, they say you have to stop us on all 4 downs, because when the stakes are the highest, our guy, the rookie, can execute at a level that your team cannot compete with.
And they go for it on 4th down. Think of the trust. This is a rookie on the road, Swag. You're not supposed to be able to do this. What's your assessment of how he's able to be as calm as he is at all times?
First of all, shout out to Dan Quinn. Like Dan Quinn said, man, ain't nobody even expect us to be here. I'm going to go for it every damn 4th down. I got a guy that can absolutely execute it. I'm reading this book right now called The Let Them Theory by this writer, Mel Robbins, right?
Okay.
This lady, we have something in our brain that creates fight or flight, and we have something in the rest of our brain that settles us once we feel that emotion comes on. I don't think Jayden has that thing. Like the fight or flight little thing up in there. Y'all got to research it, but it's in the book. Here's the thing, man. If you look at all those plays we just showed in the highlight, Jayden played those plays like they were the first play of the game in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And I think that is rare, man. It's super rare not to get caught up in the emotion of the game. Think about how this game was going. It was back and forth, defenses making stops. It was back and forth, back and forth. They couldn't get anything going on the ground like usual. And in those moments, like we've seen this year, it's just a calming presence. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for athletes like that. Like we see them more often in basketball, where you know a guy is going to perform at perform at a very high level. I never see him flinch. It seems comfortable for him to be in game winning or losing situations, which to your point, RC, is very, very odd. When you think about the stakes of a football game, it's win or go home.
And by the way,
he's got great control.
If you want to hear more from Mel Robbins, he's on the Pivot tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
There you go.
Good plug.
Real talk.
Real talk.
Let Them Theory. That's a good book. That's a good book.
I thought the book we were going to talk about is Inner Excellence. That's what AJ was
What are you talking about over here? We don't got to bring that up right now.
I got no problem with a man. There you go. Hey, listen. I saw the passage
on the sideline.
That's a well-read book. That's a well-read book. He was just
As long as his mind is in the game when he's on the field, that's all I care about.
I will just now. There's a coaching opening down in Dallas. I'm looking for a little color here on how we arrived at this as the end game, Adam.
Well, Scott, the Dallas Cowboys are now the 7th team this season to make a head coaching change. And what happened was last week, Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy had a series of meetings involving the football team itself, the Dallas Cowboys.